We'll take a look at the minutes from last week, and if there's a motion to adopt those, we'll entertain that.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Minutes are adopted. Item number 1 of new business, authorization to disperse from District 2 improvement funds, total $1,000. Ms. Howard or Ms. Sandridge, you want to?
No.
I can attempt to brief. Ms. Howard requested to give $1,000 to the Tuscaloosa Public Library
Okay.
from her District 2 improvement funds, and there is actually a corresponding budget revision. I don't know if you remember, but
Right, this is the same thing that we had to do last week.
yes, sir, exactly the same thing.
Okay, and I think I asked Ms. Sheaf what we're doing is we're going back and grabbing accumulated funds on behalf of that district from the past. And I think Ms. Sheaf told me that leaves about 9,000.
In District 2.
Is that 9 or 10,000? Okay, so 1,000, huh? Yeah, just hers, yeah.
All right, motion approved. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, item is approved. Item number 2, general fund budget revision number 22. TPD training tech funds for K-9 handler training, and then District 2 improvement funds for donation.
Yes, sir. So just exactly what they said. That's the two-part general fund budget revision. One is to utilize the training tech diversion funds for a K-9 handler training amount. That is going to be in the total of $6,059. So moving that out of the diversion training and into their travel and education budget. And then also the pulling from the prior reserves of District 2 improvement funds.
Travel and education is where the K-9 training comes in.
Yes, sir. It's where their training happens.
Do we send somebody off, or does that happen here locally?
We had a K-9 handler that was.
I'm sorry, Chief, I was looking back in your corner.
I know, but it's like.
Apparently somebody gave you permission to sit in a different seat.
All the hot air accumulates over
There,
there.
there's some school over there. We had a K-9 handler resign.
Went to
his
the
daughter's
university?
right now at Alabama K-9, and we have to get a new handler trained to do that. So it's about $6,000 to do that, and I want to say it's 6 to 9 weeks.
Okay, and is it here or is it off someplace?
I'm sorry. Yes, the dog work with another person after they've been trained. Sir.
Is the training here locally?
Yes,
Or?
Alabama K-9. Ricky does all of our training.
Is that here?
Up in Samantha area. He does an amazing
Okay.
job. People come from all over the country.
All right.
Motion approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, item is approved. Number 3, authorization of contract with Malden Jenkins for audit services. Ms. Standridge.
Yes, sir. This was briefed to Finance Committee last week on the previous selection. We have negotiated with Malden and Jenkins, and they have quoted us a not to exceed amount of $170,000 for external audit services. That is about within line of what they have done previously. I do not really expect them to hit $170,000 unless we have significant major programs within our single audit for our grant funds. That's really what will be the determining factor of how that cost will grow.
Okay.
Transaction based, right? Like how many transactions they have to do and all that.
So the way that they will determine major programs is based off of our federal expenditures out of that grant fund every year. If we have a ton of grant funds in one year, they'll need to pick more than 3 major programs to be able to meet their their materiality thresholds. So sometimes that can grow into bigger items. I don't foresee that happening this year.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor say aye. Aye. Item number 4. Ms. Binda. Various sections of Chapter 7 of the Code of Tuscaloosa.
Good afternoon, Council.
Good
So
afternoon.
we are requesting the addition of 6 NAICS codes added to Code for Revenue. NAICS is the North American Industry Classification System, and there are thousands of them, and we have a certain amount that are already in our code. This is to open up the opportunity for more businesses, a more favorable tax fee schedule for them. And so we have worked with Tuscaloosa County EDA, we have worked with UA Economic Development and Research to make sure that we are in line with the kind of businesses we are recruiting. So knowledge-based businesses, so they are doing work with the research institutes, ATI, Water Institute, Mobility and Power, Defense, those kind of people. So right now, as it stands, they would align with something similar to what TTL would be, and that
And
doesn't
we're
really
not
make sense.
competitive.
And we're not
They're
competitive.
not competitive.
So this is in line with
Oversee.
what Huntsville does. And so we want to make sure that we're competitive and open for business.
Especially with the things we think are coming.
Exactly.
Right?
What we're recruiting, yes.
That's one.
So if you have questions specifically towards revenue, I have Trent to answer that, but for business side of things.
My question really is more to educate me. So when we create the NAIC code, do we establish, where is it? I can't see.
Trent's right there.
Get over here where I can see you. There you go. So do we establish the scale that is associated with that, or is that some standard scale that comes when you create the code?
We choose those pay schedules. So for this one, we tried as much as we could to match Huntsville's, because that's the biggest city in Alabama for missile defense.
Right.
So give us an example that illustrates it.
What do you mean?
I mean, of one of these where
So there's
we
an individual-
tried to what it means to a business.
Certainly. So there's an individual who has received tremendous grant funding from the government
Okay.
to be able to do R&D in specific industry. And so it would be more favorable for him to do business in Huntsville. And so we are risking losing him to go do business there if we don't amend our code. And so we are opening that up to additional, we're doing 6 that includes those life sciences for the Water Institute. And so if UA is, they're recruiting businesses to do, companies to come alongside them and do research, we want the knowledge-based business in Tuscaloosa. If we want to recruit and retain this talent, we need to have the ability to do so.
Because as it stands, where you have to put them, the license is through the roof compared to what the
That's correct.
competition is. We don't have anywhere to categorize.
Their license fee is double once you get over a certain amount of gross receipts. So it would be a significant incentive.
Okay. Interesting and informative. Any questions?
So much second.
All in favor say aye.
Thank you.
Okay, item is approved. Gentlemen, is there any more business to be brought before the Finance Committee this afternoon?
Yes, I do just want to say thank you for approving my discretionary request to the public library.
How do you know we approved it?
Yeah, it was a close vote. It was a close vote.
So, the public library, me and Council Wilson, we had talked about doing something. At the end of the year, they had a great turnout with their summer reading, but they decided to do a different type of celebration. So I still wanted to uphold my agreement to donate, and so that's what that was for.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm sure they appreciate it. Gentlemen, any other business? If not, is there a motion to adjourn? All in favor say aye.